Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the South Asian Nationals for Rainbow Six Siege. I'm your host, Blackjack, joined by, of course, my co-host from ever before, Baba Gusta, as we join these two fantastic teams, Monkey Hunters, ex-Union Gaming for that matter, and Kira Esports here in the closed qualifiers. The maps, of course, Villa, Kafe, Dostoevsky, and Chalet in that order. That's an interesting decider map, I should say, as we head into the ban phase. Excuse me, it's been a while since I've been behind the mic. But Baba, of course, you took the previous match that Kira played in. What do you think is going to go down here?
Ah, Monkey Hunters going up against Kira Esports. It's been a while, and it's also, I would say that it is one of the most anticipated matches that we're going to see, though. I mean, UG, knowing that they couldn't succeed getting at least into the closed qual spot in the previous season. Now, we're going to see them again, and hopefully this time we might see Monkey Hunters do something about Kira's unrelentless assault. Although it's going to be very difficult though, talking about their ban phases, Thatcher and Nomad on a map like Villa. And the last ban will be none other than Valkyrie. So Jack, I do have a lot to talk about, especially, introduction to Flores, because Flores
Oh,
might have
yes.
changed the entire meta of the game. Because you don't require a mute jam. I mean, you don't require just a Jaeger's ADSs. You would even require a mute jammer to block the RC Rateros. So it is going to be difficult to see what's going to happen though, but I believe something might happen, and that something is popularly called as a pause button coming in from a turf.
A little bit of an unfortunate thing that the match has to begin and then immediately pause, but hey, I mean, if you've been in this region, if you've been observing the esports long enough, you'll know that this is about standard fare for all of us involved here at the SAR6 Twitch channel. Let's just give us a little bit of time, folks. We will, of course, be starting off with the game nice and quickly as we both just sort of settle back into the groove of casting once again. It has been a while, I will say a long while, since I've, had the pleasure of watching these teams go at it all over again. Of course, it's been a bit of a downtime as of late, and we all know, of course, there are plenty of factors that we won't quite get into here. We don't really need to, but I will say that it is nice to be back, and it is nice to have all of our viewers here as well. We do hope you enjoy this game just as much as we do, as we wait for the pause to be unpaused from the side of the teams. Now, of course, speaking of which, let us have a quick introduction, albeit neither of these teams need it, to the players from both sides. From X-Union Gaming, i.e. Monkey Hunters, we've got Sparko, Beat, Sandy, Jittery, and Rattler. And from the side of Kid Sports, we've got a Turf, Slayer, Deathamer, Rhymes with Buck, and Envy, all making for what is going to be a fantastic match. And it's Villa, of course, with a Wumai ban, as the pause will be undone for the map to continue. Capital will be Rattler's sixth pick. He went through a couple of iterations right there. He was
Attackers
paused
need to
on
locate
Jackal
and defuse as
for the
many bombs
longest
as
time,
they
I
can.
did observe. But Capital is a good idea to have, especially with that Wumai ban, seeing as Jaeger doesn't counter him. Also, the Iana love to see that. Sandy playing the recently nerfed Sophia, although, that new recoil, it's still pretty manageable if you ask me. It's a little out there, I will say that, but it ain't that bad. Just, don't completely obliterate me for that, everybody in the chat. Thank you very much. As round one is now underway.
10 seconds left.
Well, when it comes to handling
5 seconds to
recoil,
go.
all you have to do is just believe. Believe you can
Attackers
control it.
moving
I
out
mean,
to locate
I
a
guess,
bomb and defuse it.
the players who've been, practicing Siege for a very long time, they can do it, but wait a minute, we already see Envy with the spawn. Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. Close call for comfort. Envy will try to make a good bait for
Bomb
Monkey
located by
Hunters
attackers.
to think that something is going wrong. But wait a minute, Sandy's already pushing in. Envy gets
Oh,
the first
dear.
kill, taking out Sparko. But guess what? They're already inside the building. Monkey Business is here to rule them all as
A bomb has
3v3
been located.
fight comes in. They have control on the site as of now. Death Armor so confused dazed and distorted about what to do. C4 will come in, but guess what? Plan is already happening on the side of Beat, and with it, it is a post-plan situation coming in on the side of Kira Esports. They did not expected this monkey business happening all over again, as Death Armor tries to manage, tries to figure out a way, but Jittery is already here taking out Slayer, making it a 3v2. What a way to start off the match, being oh so very fast as Envy tries to figure out a way, but Sandy is here to say goodbye to both of those players, and with it, we will see Monkey Hunters win the first round on second floor Aviator and Games Room with a bang and with a rush that we never saw that coming.
I have to say, they call themselves the Monkey Hunters, but I was sure it's not that they themselves don't, like to go monkey. Clearly, that first round, like just straight in there, we had Envy right all the way towards bedroom closet, trying to go for like a run out, maybe a spawn peek, but he decided not to. Right at the end, he barricaded up that window. But by the time he could make his way back towards site or just settle himself into the room, you had
Attackers need to
all
locate and
of
defuse
Monkey
bomb.
Hunters just getting right in there, straight off the bat. And I like to see that. I like the aggression, because Kira Esports are coming in off a 2-0 against Team Clickbait, the match that Bravo was casting, of course. But again, Monkey Hunters are also coming in off a 2-0 themselves against Extraordinary Gaming, if I'm not wrong. And that will, of course, give both teams quite the morale boost to get into this game with. So for the fact that these guys, Monkey Hunters, decided to start off like that, to sort of put Kira Esports down early and give themselves such a huge momentum advantage in the very first round, that will definitely come into play unless Kira has a
Attackers
good
must
answer
locate
to
and
this. And
defuse
that
the
will
bomb.
be extremely important for them. Having a good answer right here, right now, stopping X-Union in their tracks, and maybe taking a couple rounds. Again, as we've said before, Villa
Attackers
is
bomb diffuser has been
fairly
dropped.
defender-sided in its own right, and winning rounds in defense is paramount. That's why you'll see Monkey Hunters
Attackers
being
recovered the bomb
proactive,
diffuser.
being aggressive off the bat. They want these attack round wins so that when they go into defense, they have a lead, a bit of a cushion to land on should things not go as well as they hope.
Well, I mean, I do have to say that Monkey Hunters is on a mission. So does Kira
Attackers have
Esports
located
to
a
get
bomb.
that spot into the playoffs. A lot of tension, a lot of problems that these two teams have. And now it's all coming together. Smokes will come in on the side of the defenders, especially in the hands of Rhymes with Buck. One of the smoke gas canisters will be used to prevent such attacks happening, such as the smokes will come in but gets taken out in the hands of Athav's SMG-12. Thanks to his goggles, he'll be able to see through the smokes and remove those gadgets. A job well done, I would say, from Atharv using Warden's gadgets to its full extent. He needs to be careful of Sandy because he's waiting for that opportunity to come in. Sees the battle of the guns, so does the Capitão's fireballs, which would force him to get out. And there you have it. Quick,
Well
clean,
played.
precise, well played from Team Monkey Hunters. They're going to take out the Warden. And now they just need to focus on the other 4 players, in which they are currently hunkered down in towards the side.
Absolutely, that was a fantastic play right there, as Envy will now take a bit of damage, trying to defend on bedroom, but he will go down. Rattler makes sure of that. Number 2 off the board, as Kira Esports are once again down ever so slightly. 3 versus 5, they can still make this round back. They have control over site and a little bit of control over that 90 hallway. You can see Slayer moving his way towards that desk. He needs control over there, but Jittery is here to try and contest him. Takes out the camera. Got to be careful there. Pushing up like that, as the mute did decide to
Attackers have dropped
peek.
the bomb
Fortunately
diffuser.
for Jittery, of course, he missed. He's going back for the cam. Okay, then. Interesting priorities
Attackers
right there
recovered the
from
diffuser.
Jittery, but he's going to hold the angle now. Deathamer has joined Slayer to defend 90 from the other side of Classical Hall, which was the main stairs landing. But of course, here's Beat on the upside down rappel. Look at Monkey Hunters. They've got so many angles on lock. They know what they need to hold. They know what they need to look at. And Kira Esports is just fighting for control at this point. And there we go. Rhymes with Buck just exposing himself a little bit. Sandy takes a bit of damage as well, but he's going to go straight in for the plant. Sparko's coming in to try and get a couple of kills, and Jittery will get Buck instead. That's the smoke of the board. Slayer goes down. It's all down to Deathamer, and he's all the way out towards main stairs. Last person standing goes down. And a flawless round from Monkey Hunters to take it 2-0.
2-0 from Monkey Hunters. Job well done yet again from them, and also what a way the the amount of teamwork that Monkey Hunters had was absolutely amazing and brilliant both at the same time. Rattler using the fireballs to push out the warden who was holding in a very difficult angle, and all Sandy had to do was just get that confirmation. He got that, and then Jittery comes in, gets those 2 kills, not only mentioning the site was fully clear for Monkey Hunters to go in for the plant as well. Kira Esports, they are in a bit of a pickle, but who knows, maybe in the next round we might see something that would
Defenders,
that would
protect your bombs
tick
from
off
being
Monkey
defused by
Hunters
attackers.
as we know of. I mean, the way how Kira Esports has been playing right now is just they're just going nice and slow. Talking about nice and slow, we do see Sandy have a total of 5 kills in just 2 rounds.
Oh.
That's a lot to talk about. I mean, talk about Caster's Curse, because just like you said, Jack, you talked about the nerf of M7, the assault rifle of Sophia, and Sandy be like, come on, Jack. I mean, you kidding me?
You
You
know,
think that's going to stop me from not getting any kills?
look, it's Sandy. Really,
10 seconds
we
left.
can't say that he won't get kills. He will. He's here
5
to
seconds remaining.
demolish enemy teams left, right, and center, and with the rest of Monkey Hunters
Attackers
backing
must
him up
locate
and
and
being
defuse the
his
bomb.
equal in many ways. This is a team, a very formidable team, just looking for an org right now. So, any orgs out there who want to get in on this region, maybe you have a team here who, if you pick up, can bring you quite a lot in terms of wins. Now, of course, that's not to say that they will win every single thing possible. That's just an improbability. It won't really happen, but they win a lot of what they play, and that's what we are here to see if they can do it once again. Now, interestingly, Rattler takes a bit of damage, but a third, trying to get a little cheeky from the bedroom window, gets shut down with a headshot from the Capital. Long angle at that. And of course, the para, it may fire slowly, but it does take its opponents down. Sadly, not for Sandy. He is down, but not quite out. Jittery's coming in for support as the Jaeger all the way down 90. That's Deathamer is being pursued. Hot pursuit going on right now. The revive's happening. Somebody's coming up from main stairs. Will that be a kill? Yes, Leg gets the double in. He gets Rattler. And now the tables have turned. It's a 4v2. And the swing comes in from Sparko, but he does find Slayer and gets taken down by Death Armor. Unfortunately, there were 2 people there, and Sparko could only manage to find the one, leaving Beat in a 1v3. He's got the long angle from the hallway to peek at. He's got the angle from main stairs to worry about. Impacts are flying his way, and a smoke and a Malusi are still alive with almost no utility interruption.
We've seen Pete made countless numbers of clutch way back in his UG days. Can he make it once more? He has a lot of time. He has some vital information. Flashbangs will be thrown to get some access in towards the AVG. Now the site is on Statuary Room. We see a lot of deployable shields being placed from the defenders though, prepped and ready for the push. And Pete needs to find these 3 important players. Now it is not going to be an easy job unless and until if the defenders, however, misses the opportunity. They do not have any information as of now, but if Beat manages around, he might be able to win one. Information will be carried away from the smoke, indicating that Beat is in towards the landing zone. He's prepped already with the smoke. It will be thrown right in the body to deal with a total of 3 damage, but he will fall back. Maybe go towards his army room. No, it does not. He's going to use the Hibana's pellets to take out that deployable shield. Smart move from Beat that will force the smoke to fall back into a statuary room. Now he has access to the building, but he needs to be careful of the other players very aggressively. Than that would be Death Armor. All 3 players
10
push
seconds left.
converging in towards Beats' location, and I believe we are at a point
5
of no
seconds left.
return, and we won't be able to see Beat clutching this 1v3. A job well done from
Operators, you are
Kira
out of
Esports as
time.
they'll be able to win round 3 second floor statuary and trophy room with a job well done for both Slayer and Envy, eliminating 3 of the players right from the main stairs that led Monkey Hunters confused.
Absolutely. I think the way Kita Esports played that was actually, they did it fairly well. Although, the first fight that Deathamer had, he definitely got away just by the skin of his teeth, taking down Sandy on the other end of classical hallway, memorial hallway. I think it's been a while since I've called Villa. Okay, give me a break. But
Yeah, well,
it's
um,
again, that fight was fairly close, and once Sandy went down, the decision to revive without holding main stairs was one other thing that caused Monkey Hunters, right? They went for the revive, but
Defenders, protect your
unfortunately for
bombs
them,
from being
the mute
defused by
was
attackers.
coming around ready for the kill. He got the double, Envy found another, and before you know it, they're in a 2v4 situation, which could only really get worse unless there was a very good play
Attackers have
from the
located a
last two
bomb.
players. There really wasn't much to speak of, and Beat, unfortunately, in that 1v3 situation, didn't have much to go off of intel wise or anything. He knew where the smoke was, tried to use the Exkyros pellets from below, but at the end of the day, it was all for very little return, admittedly.
10 seconds
Even
left.
then, Monkey Hunters are currently 2-1 up. In round 4, Kita Esports
5
have to
seconds
still
remaining.
win at least the next 2 rounds to give themselves a lead, and then
Attackers' objective is
maybe
to
going
defuse
to
the
the
bomb.
other side, the other half, that is, on roll swap. 4-2 would be ideal, but knowing the way Monkey Hunters is playing, they're trying to, well, they were trying to just completely dominate the competition in the earlier rounds, in the first 2 rounds. But last round showed that Kita Esports is willing and are going to be making adaptations to their playstyle, to their defensive hold. So now it's up to Monkey Hunters to make their adaptations. Interesting, the aggressive peak from Deathamer over there
Attackers have
towards the
located a
veranda,
bomb.
but he's not going to find any because all of XUG is situated towards the balcony and below of bedroom.
Argus cams placed from Sparko to give much more information to their team. I believe he is trying to figure out a way to get kills. No, actually, he's just going to get much more info in towards the bathroom. Good information coming in from Monkey Hunters as they will pre-plan their way in towards the site. Now, the site, though, is on first floor dining and kitchen. Their main focus is to try to eliminate the players right from statuary room, and that is going to cause a lot of problems for them. A third with the first peak, taking out Rattler, and an aggressive peak from a third yet again with the SMG-11 to take out Jittery. Looks like they've looks like things are not going to go too well for Monkey Hunters, but Sandy is still here with the T8 LMG, taking out Rhymes with Bug, but Envy is
Ouch.
still here and kicking, taking out Sparko instead. A 2v4, the adaptations from Kira Esports is popping off, and Monkey Hunters, they still need to figure out a way. Aggressive push from Beat, pushes in, gets killed, takes out a third in a 2v3, but he needs to take out the Region 2 mine, so he will get out safely and remove the goo mine.
Nice and quickly right there from Beat. Much needed little reprieve for them, taking out the smoke. Athurv is very dangerous, as he has proven with that SMG 11. But of course, that's not the end of it. You still have the Mozzie, you still have the Jaeger, and you still have the Oryx. 3 very powerful weapons, regardless of how you look at it. Sandy, coming in with the G8, has to be aware of vertical angles above him that Monkey Hunters, excuse me, were trying to make use of, and now they can be used against them. He's going to see one peeking from the prep room, but no, quite get it. Gets the ping. Does he get the kill? Yes, he does. Deathmark just walks into that bullet storm, and now it's up to Envy and Slayer. Last 2 standing. Envy might just see one. No, not quite. That's on the other side of the wall. Flashbang comes in. Slayer will not be blinded. Will he see the Hibana though? No, he doesn't. Beat takes him out, and now it's a 1v2, all down to Envy, who has to find these last 2 Monkey Hunter players. He knows where one is. He sees the prone, but no, the G8 with its bullet storm will finish him off. The Oryx falls as one more round goes to the side of the Monkey Hunters. This time, much better played. Once again, it was a 2v4, mind you, but they managed to bring it back. They managed to hold their own this time around, coordinate, and get in. One from laundry, one from pantry stairs, and that's all that was required. Dining kitchen goes to the attacking side as we head back towards, well, we would be heading back towards Aviator and Games Room, folks, but unfortunately, due to a little technical Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the match between Monkey Hunters and Kira Esports. Once again, back from that little technical rehost that we had to take just there. We do apologize for that, and I did kind of get cut off, even though I was hitting the floor. I'm gonna remember that going forward. Just saying,
I mean,
but
I guess you just accidentally mic dropped it.
kind
My
of.
English level is on the roof.
Like I said, it's been a while. We're still kind of getting back into the hot seat, if you will. But
Yes,
speaking of the hot seat, Rattler's about to turn up the heat for the side of Kita Esports with that six pick once again, going out of the buck into the Capitao. And this is going to make for a very interesting round. The last round we, of course, saw was in a dining kitchen, the site that we are returning to now. And unfortunately for Kira Esports, they were at a 4v2 advantage,
Attackers
but
need to locate and
unfortunately
defuse as
could
many
not
bombs as they
hold
can.
on to it because Monkey Hunters played that just about well enough to give themselves another shot at the round. Winning the round from that 2v4, fantastic stuff from them, and now pushing on to the fifth one. A couple of rounds away from the half from roll swap, which means that Kid Esports have their work cut out for them. Should XUG take the lead here? Should they be allowed to take the lead here? Say 4-2, or dare I say 5-1? Then Kid Esports are looking at a map 1
10 seconds
potential
remaining.
loss. And especially
Attackers
given
have
the fact
discovered
that
the
they will be
location
going
of a
into
bomb.
attack on the other
5 seconds
side
left.
of the half as well, it's not looking good for them, which means this
Attackers are
round
heading out to
is
defuse a bomb.
absolutely paramount for them to win this round, the next one, to make it 3-3, to equalize before going into round 7, where they go into attack and have to try and reconfigure themselves accordingly. Now, of course, we can see the F12 aggression from Slayer already. ADS comes in from Rhymes with Buck, of course, needs to support his teammate. And the F12, always a great gun to have at close range. Shotguns in general at this range are very good, but there's just something about the F12 that makes it click much better, if you will.
Yeah, it is.
A bomb has been located.
Yeah, ooh, I actually had a cat who was trying to bite my internet connection, so I had to push it out. But hey, talking about the match though, 3-1, and F412, just as you talk about it, that is a devastating weapon, Jack. The first kill though, it is going to be Envy with the SMG-11, taking out Sparko. There goes Sam Fisher, and with it, Sandy too. So that is 2 for 1 for Kira Esports. And now they are in control, 3v5, and the Jaeger needs to hold out because Jittery is still trying to hunt him. If that if Jittery does get this kill, then that means Kira Esports really needs to be careful of certain situations like these. Rattle on the other way though, still in red stairs. Just be careful on that push happening right between that specific spot, and he will get that. One kill.
Oh dear.
FOV comes in from Slayer, taking out Rattler instead. A 2v4 where we see Jittery and Beat, where they need to figure out a way to win a 2v4. This is what XUG is capable of, winning a 2v4 situation, but unfortunately the F412 will claim the life. Slayer comes in to take out Jittery. With it, we will see Beat yet again in a 1v4 situation. We've seen the same repeat on round 2. Beat just trying to hold on to his dear life, trying to figure out a way to get at least 1 or 2 kills, and maybe figure out a way to get the access in towards kitchen and dining. But talking about the time though, they don't have much, and the only thing that they can do is try to figure out a way, or maybe try to have an inside discussion to know exactly what to do and what not to do. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we see Beat almost getting the kill off from the smoke, but a Turf comes in to shut him down, say goodbye, and goes back to the drawing board.
Goes back to the drawing board indeed, sending Beat packing with that beautiful shot from the shield peak. But I have to say, what is it with Beat today and being caught in a 1vx or 2vx situations? That's 3 back-to-back rounds, I believe, that he has been one of the sole survivors of Monkey Hunter's attack rounds. One of which, of course, came out, well, the first dining kitchen round on round 4. That one went well for them, but unfortunately, round 5 did not. Good changes required. Good changes being made, by Kira Esports, as now they will head back to Trophy Statuary, the site, that they won only a few rounds ago. This time, of course, with the goal being picked out, six picked out for the smoke.
Defenders,
Bringing
protect
in
your
that
bombs
smoke,
from being
always
defused
a
by
Thurv.
attackers.
Actually, not this time. It's Envy with the smoke. And Deathamer has taken up the Mozzie, as is customary for him when it comes to second floor sites. I say that, of course. It could just be that they wanted to change up a few roles, which is always also a nice thing to do. Changing up roles, making sure that different players in slightly different playstyles occupy the operator in question, which always leaves your excuse me, your opponents guessing. After all, Rainbow Six is a guessing game in many ways, and that bit of
10 seconds to
psychological
insertion.
warfare is always good to have in your pocket. Better,
5
better,
seconds
better
remaining.
than having it in the enemy's pocket. I'll say that for sure. Slayer,
Attackers are moving
interestingly
out to
enough, has
locate a
decided to
bomb
go
and
all
defuse
the way
it.
down to first floor with the mute. He was occupying this area on the statutory round 3, that is, that Kid Esports won. So he was out on the prowl beforehand. He knows what he's up to. But in the meanwhile, of course, Monkey Hunters will have to be aware what he's up to as well. They need him gone before they make any significant pushes. Him, Deathamer, these two, the Mute Mozzie, need to be taken care of first and foremost. The rest being close-ish to sight can be dealt with slightly later. Maybe Envy has something to say about that with that shield on the excuse me, aviator door, though, as one of Sam Fisher's cams will get taken out nice and quickly. Sparko sees that, of course. He knows that maybe somebody was in the vicinity of said cam, but he doesn't have too much intel on who it may have been. Slayer, of course, down below. Shots are being fired at him, but Deathamer's going to throw a C4. Will that do anything? No, it won't. Unfortunate. As Mozzie uses up a big piece of utility, Rattler takes a bit of damage in the meanwhile. He's gone for the hunt. He's got drones with him, but he will instead choose to push above, join the rest of his team as they prepare for this roam clear.
Monkey Hunters in the building, but not much information because of the Mute Mozzie combo. Less information, which means less amount of information for the team to get those important kills. The grenade will be used, tossed out to destroy that deployable shield with the help of a Gone 6 secondary. Now they'll slowly make their way in towards the site. And so does Sparko, who just went in towards 90 and then vaulted back. But why? Who knows? There might be some technical glitch, or maybe he was just. It was just he was just trying to. Just a fat finger, just like how Ishan did way back when the map was on Oregon. But hey, talking about the map though, Sparko will now try to figure out a way to get inside towards the trophy room. Whereas we see two of the players on the side of Kira Esports, Envy and Athar, in the site. Jittery slowly making his way in towards the landing zone as we see the time starts to tick. Only a minute left for the attackers to make their play. And they have good amount of information, but not enough deaths as we see Ryan Buck taking out Rattler, the most important kill, because that two smokes and the fireballs would be very efficient, especially on the execute phase. And now with that taken care of, and another body coming in from the Jaeger as he takes out Sandy as well. Monkey Hunters is in big trouble. Kira Esports, the adaptation game is strong on them. And we will see another kill coming in from a third, taking out Jittery, and looks like Monkey Hunters players starts to fall apart. And with it, Pete is all by himself yet again. Gets taken out in the hands of Slayers. A flawless round coming in from Team Kira Esports as they'll be able to win second floor statuary and trophy room. But I'm a bit afraid that history might repeat itself.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of did beat once again the last one standing. Okay, something's up with him. Maybe one of us is gonna have to have a chat with him later on. I jest, of course. But all in all, Monkey Hunters, not sure what happened to them post-rehost, but rounds 5 and 6 have not been good for them. Not in the slightest, in fact. As Kida Esports, of course, they adapted on the first floor dining kitchen site, changed things up, went for the living room hole, and it worked. It seemed to catch Monkey Hunters off guard. What they did in round 6, of course, was a little bit more towards the standard end of things. Really just held back, waited for Monkey Hunters to come to them. And it started with, of course, the Jaeger winning gunfights. After that, it really was just a domino effect of Monkey Hunter teammates going down one by one. And the end result, a 3-3 going into a half. Equalized score just as is required for Kafe Esports in this situation because they are on attack and they need as much legroom as they can get. Speaking of, going into the half, we've got Flores coming in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be interesting as
10
I have
seconds
been
remaining.
waiting to see Flores be played on this stage
5
by
seconds
our
to go.
teams here in the South Asian region, and we will get a look at it now
Attackers'
here
objective
with
is to
the
locate a bomb and defuse
drones.
it.
But wait a minute, Envy, the Flores player that we were talking about just now, has requested a rehost. We're gonna find out maybe why. Reasons are of course required. It could be a technical issue. It could be anything. Ping apparently is the issue. So looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to take yet another rehost, and we'll be right back. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from that slightly lengthy rehost that we had to take right there on round 7 in this game between Monkey Hunters and Akira Esports. We are back on the map of Villa, of course, and where we had left off, Akira Esports had just taken 2 back-to-back rounds, 2 fantastic rounds at that, putting Monkey Hunters in a bit of a spot of bother. Now, we're going to round 7, and looks like Aviator Games Room will be the site of choice. With Envy coming in with a 6-pick out of the Lion into the Flores. Of course, he was the one who requested the rehost, and we did, of course, go through into that. We are back now. We worry not, ladies and gentlemen, as round 7 will now be underway.
Round 7, roll swap. We did get to see how well Monkey Hunters were on attack. This time we'll see how they're good on defense. The same thing can be said to Kira, especially on their attack,
Attackers need to
especially on their
locate and
attack
defuse as
side,
many bombs as
knowing
they
on
can.
how powerful they were up against clickbait. And this time, going up against Monkey Hunters is not going to be an easy job at all. Talking about the secondary gadgets though, they have a total of 2 C4s, 1 bulletproof cam and 1 deployable shield, which I believe will be used either from the main stairs. Not to mention, you still have Sandy bringing in the Goyo's Vulcan shield. Most of it will be placed near the site to try to deny any plans happening from the attackers.
10
But
seconds to go.
in order to do that, they need to make sure that they have the entire control of study room
5
for the
seconds left
defenders
before
themselves.
insertion.
If not, then Kira Esports will just push in and just remove
Attackers
that
must
gadget
locate and
immediately.
defuse a
But it
bomb.
is very powerful if the attackers decides to make a move right into the statuary room instead of the study room itself. Interestingly enough, we see a total of 3 players, Sandy, Jittery and Rattler, in towards the statuary room. They still need to make some minor reinforcements, and Sandy is just patiently waiting for the attackers to get in. Is it going to be who? It is going to be Envy in the hands of Jittery. He will survive and fall back safely, although Sandy is patiently waiting yet again. He's just waiting for at least 1 or 2 of the attackers, to just arrive at his footsteps, or maybe arrive at his eyesight, as I like to call it. It is going to be a bit difficult though if Kira Esport doesn't drone the side out properly, and I believe they have not. Atharv? Oh no, not looking too good. If Atharv gets in, oh no, this is not going to look good. Goyo really needs to be careful, but he's patiently waiting.
Oh,
Sandy?
wow.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
The patience game coming in from Sandy.
Oh!
He's gonna take out the third and just fall back right into his master bedroom. And so does Death Armor, taking out Jittery, a 4v3, as he makes a quick rotate back towards master bedroom. And now we see Death Armor in a very confused state.
Absolutely. I mean, they tried to drone out any potential operators inside of Astronomy, of course, but unfortunately, for the side of Kid Esports, that didn't quite work out. They're still chasing Sandy, and they will get him. That is Slayer with the AK, finishing him off. What should have been a kill, the instant a third came into Astronomy, it wasn't. The Goyo was allowed to take what is a free kill. Now, going into the remaining minute 10 of the round, we've got a 3v3. Slayer and Deathammer are low on HP. Slayer more so, of course. Rhymes with luck with the diffuser. He's gonna have to be the one to get in, get the plant down, unless, of course, the diffuser changes hands. Monkey Hunters, in the meanwhile, all 3 just waiting
Bomb
inside
located
a
by
sight.
attackers.
They've got lines of sight. They've got the angles to work with. Now all that remains is actually getting rid of the utility that Kira Esports is going to be going up against. They need to be careful. Of course, this Gore Shield, they can't quite blow it up just yet. That's an interesting placement indeed, as the Gemini Replicator will come in, take out the Studio Gate nice and quickly, leaving themselves a little bit of room to work with. Still more to be done, though, as a canister will go off, but the Goyo Shield goes out from below. That's going to force Rattler back as well. 20 seconds on the clock. Only a little bit of time left. It is going all the way down to the wire as Sparko holds 90. Can he see the... No, he cannot. Slayer takes him down instead. It's a 2v3. Plans coming up. Buck has come in. Sophia, that is T4 goes up but will not detonate. Plan is to go off and it will again. It's down to beat and he goes off as well. Slayer says off with your head and finishes the defenders with their last remaining operative. Another round for Kira Esports, another round for the orange team. and one more. The first going to them on attack. 4-3 now to them, moving to round 8.
What a close call from. What a close call from Comfort. I mean, first we saw the Goyo, aka Sandy, getting that first kill. Second, we see Sparko, who was mainly focused on the drone, but did not expect the player pushing in towards the 90s hallway, which cost him his life and also the round. 3-4 is the score line, with the site being on first floor dining room and kitchen, with six picks coming in, bringing in
Defenders,
the
protect your
Jaeger
bombs from
and
being
the
defused by
Jackal this
attackers.
time, coming in on the side of a Thurb. Now they have a good amount of information, and also
Attackers
you
have
mentioned
discovered the
Iana with a
location of a
total
bomb.
of two grenades. Talking about the defenders, though, we will see Sparko bringing in the Clash this time, and dealing a shield operator like Sparko is going to be a bit difficult for Kira Esports to handle, unless and until if they have some explosive ordnance, maybe a concussive nades from driving Spark.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, talking about that quick update, ladies and gentlemen, MRCZ wins
5 seconds to go.
against the opposition team 2-0, I believe. Yeah, against Red
Attackers'
Vipers
objective is to
2-0, I
defuse the
believe,
bomb.
from
Baba? Wait. So, looks like we may have lost Baba Gustav right there. Unfortunate. For him, I guess we'll have to just wait for him to come back. Until then, you guys are here with me. I'm gonna take you through the rest of this game, ladies and gentlemen.
Attackers
Right
recovered
now,
the
of course,
diffuser.
round 8, as we were just saying, MRCC have won their game against Red Vipers. The last map was Clubhouse that they took over, took the win. It's been a while too. That match, I believe, was going on for several hours. And finally, it is done and dusted. So that means MRCZ will be going through into the upper bracket semis. And now it's up to either of these two teams to get themselves up there as well. Really depends on who wins this one, as a tracker has gone off from the Jackal. Operators, defenders that is being pinged on this first floor dining site. Indeed, just breaching open some soft walls, trying to see if Kid Esports that is are trying to see if they can get a hold of this living room defensive hold that XEG excuse me, seem to have set up. But not a whole lot of them are actually playing in the living room area. They're mostly scattered, one in basement, a couple on the top floor, of course, and Rattler
A
holding
bomb
that
has been
site.
located.
Sparko, interestingly enough, is the Clash on the top floor. Interesting decision making right there from Monkey Hunters, but of course, should the Clash remain alive until the end of the round, then that will be a very advantageous situation to be in. Jittery, however, he's in a bit of a spot. The drone has seen him. He's gonna have to fall back, but he will take a gunfight before he goes. But there we go. The Zofia concussion's gonna find him, and he will be found by Deathomer as well. The ARX finds its mark as one more defender falls. Jittery off the board, which makes it 4v5 in this current situation. With 3 seconds left, as Envy will find one more. That's Sandy off the board. Melusi down. Rattler low on HP. And Monkey Hunter's not looking good on this 8th round on the first map beat. Just trying to get himself into a bit of a position, taking down that little side table. He sees one, but unfortunately that's on the other side of the wall. Rattler's been down. He has to go in, take a gunfight. The grenade will finish off the down Rattler in the meanwhile. Beat swinging around, he's holding a position, but no! Exposed from the back, Rhymes with Buck will finish him off, and now it's all down to the Clash. Sparko, tracked by Jackal, shut down. A third will finish it. Kita Esports take a flawless round on the 8th one, putting themselves up at an even bigger advantage.
bigger advantage for them. And also, again, apologies for me for, not being able to talk at that specific moment. To be honest, I did not, however, got disconnected. I was just trying to, you know, complete a sentence and I could not. But yeah, I believe the teams on the side of Monkey Hunters has issued a pause timer. I guess it has to do something with the connectivity issues. And yeah, talking about the previous round though, when our observer TJ Bab was saying that MRCC did win, first and foremost, I was shunned. I mean, I would say I was shocked because it was such a long hour game. We have no idea what is happening. We had no idea when was happening, and because of that, my mind just went blank. I'm not even kidding. It just literally went blank. I had no idea what to talk about, and then I was just speechless. I mean, I'm just expert at being speechless most of the time, but yeah, I mean, MRCZ finally they actually did one against Red Vipers. Must have been a very hard match.
Definitely, especially since it went on for so long. It's mostly going to be a stamina issue for both of those teams, really. MRCZ, they're going to be going up against another formidable team in, of course, the upper bracket semifinals when they do
Hmm.
get to that match. So they will need every break that they can get at this point in time. But of course, we're just waiting for the ready confirmation from our teams here, Monkey Hunters, who had taken the pause, but Sparko has confirmed that they are ready to resume, and so we shall. Going into round 9. 5-3. Kira Esports up on a good advantage, one round away from map point, taking the first map of the series. That's, of course, 2 rounds away. It's like
Attackers
a
need to
whole thing. You
locate
get
and
the point.
defuse bombs.
But yeah, round 9 going up in second floor Aviator once again. The saddle choice from Monkey Hunters, which of course, you know, they didn't have a great time in back in round 7. Kira Sports kind of took them by storm. Well, I can't really say by storm, but they did well to get in, get the plant off, and clear out the defenders when and where possible. And that, of course, is what matters the most in late round push situations, especially if it's down to the last 15, 10 seconds.
10
You
seconds
need
left
to make
before
sure that you're
insertion.
clearing out as many defenders as you possibly can.
5
Coordinate
seconds
with your team, get the comms in, you know, get the callouts done, and get in.
Attackers'
That's
objective
what's
is to
most
locate a bomb and
important.
defuse
You
it.
need the plant off, and you need those entry, you know, those entry kills, if you will, if they're even called entry kills that late. Sandy, of course, first floor with the Goyo. Vector in hand, is barricading off some key points of interest, making sure that he at least either has sound cues to where the attackers are coming in from or can funnel them to a favorable position. For him, you've got Rattler and Jittery all the way out towards bedroom and bathroom. As you have the Astronomy Rappel coming in, but the Jackal, no, a Turv! He broke the window to try and get a line of sight, but unfortunately decided to peek that while Jittery was actively waiting for a pre-fire. And that has cost him his life. Envy's been down, and meanwhile he'll be taken down by Sandy on the first floor as well. Goyo takes his first in this round, which means 2 attackers are down already. And we're just hitting the 2-minute mark with Kid Sports at a disadvantage.
Swapping mags!
Not looking too well again for both Envy and Atharv as they've taken out quite early at the stage. And Jittery is just feeling the heat. Talking about Monkey Hunters on the side of
Bomb located
defense,
by
things are
attackers.
going well in their favor. Unless and until Slayer or maybe Death Armor has something else to say. Hard breach from the ace will come in to provide some angle right in towards the hallways of right in towards the red stairs hallways, I'd like to call it, because there is Goyo still holding that specific angle. Now we need to keep that in mind. The site is in second floor AVG. And looks like that Amar has found out the main problem. Jittery, taken care of right from below. And now they just need to focus on the side. That Amar is slowly making their way. So does Slayer. Slowly making his way from the red stairs. Taken out in the hands of Slayer. And now it is 3v3. Aruni, aka Sparko. It is time for him to ignite the flames for Monkey Hunters. They've been in dark times so much that they need to get this win, or else Kira Esports will be on match point. This should not happen. If it does, then Monkey Hunters will be in very big trouble. 40 seconds for Monkey Hunters to make their play, as Kira Esports have made a decision to go in for a plant right in towards the AVG room, especially on towards the Aviator room, as Slayer is slowly making his way. Sparko patiently waiting for players to push in towards the position. You even have the smoke gas canisters to delay the push. And with it is just patience. Patience is what Monkey Hunters need. They just need to wait. 12 seconds left. Slayer
10
uses
seconds remaining.
the Selma breach charge to open up lines of sight, but it's been blocked by the mute jammers. Push comes in. Sparko gets his first kill. Can he get the other? No, it does not. Slayer comes in to take out Rattler. They have control on the specific side. Sparko
You're out of time.
will survive, holding all by himself in towards the ward. No information from Kira Esports on that execute phase. It was late, and in the end, we will see Monkey Hunters win round 9, second floor AVG site. Now, I do have to talk about something, and that something
Hmm.
is the final match of the LAN event that I did cast way back on Ahmedabad. It was, I mean, the team's name were different, but it was the same players nonetheless. It was, I believe the names were Akatsuki going up against Club G1. I still remember it was the finals match. It was a best of 5, and the way how these teams were going, like most of the time I saw Kira Esports
Attackers need to
adapting
locate and
to
defuse
Monkey
as many
Hunters'
bombs as they
attacks
can.
time and time again. Even on the LAN event that we were supposed to, that we were playing as of now. It's just that at the starting of the rounds, I mean, the
Attackers have
XUG players,
discovered the
they
location
are
of a
always
bomb.
on their top of the game. And then Kira Esports comes in with a good counter. They've been doing this, for like way back, and they're still using that same technique. They are winning it. And Monkey Hunters, no matter what kind of problems that they do have to face in, they're just
10 seconds to insertion.
it's difficult to try to change. You get what I'm saying, Jack?
5 seconds remaining.
It's getting difficult for Monkey Hunters to even try to counter Kira
Attackers are heading out
Esports',
to defuse a bomb.
adaptations.
I mean, it is, after all, a game of adaptations, and the one who can keep that streak up the longest is most likely the one to win. That is pretty much a truth of Rainbow Six Siege, right? And Monkey Hunters over here, they weren't quite able to catch on to how Kira Esports were playing up until the previous round on Aviator Games. Now, I will say the first 2 kills that they took from Kira were, at least we didn't see how Envy fell, but we did see how Jittery managed to get the jump on a third, right? And unfortunately for Kira Esports, that really just was not the play for the Jackal. He should have maybe not peeked that early, maybe had his tracker up, maybe had somebody droned out for him. There were a number of things he could have done in that situation, but it is what it is. It's already done. We can just only speculate on what should have maybe been done. Right now, zooming back in to the 10th round, with Monkey Hunters taking a round finally against Kira Esports, they've got a chance at making this map, their own. Grenades are going to start flying in, but that's a bit of a miss throw. Got to be careful with that. Envy, he is low on health. He's going to throw the second one in, but will that work? No, it will not. Beat will fall down onto the basement, and Sandy will follow through the open hatch. A good escape. A little early, but still a good escape for the 2 defenders. They needed to keep themselves alive. They needed to make sure of that, and that is exactly what they've done. Sandy is repositioned all the way up to the 2nd floor now, joining Rattler in that astronomy/statuary hold. Meanwhile, of course, the Malusi finds herself back in sight. Excuse me, right there. The Pulse finds himself
Bomb
back
has
in
been
sight.
located.
Beat, he's taking out the drones, has his heartbeat scanner up, has information streaming to his teammates wherever he can find a heartbeat, and he will find one soon. That is of Deathermer inside of the mudroom right here. He should have seen the heartbeat, potentially speaking, which will give away a little bit more intel for his team. But Rhymes with Buck, he's going to actually get the kill onto Jittery, the first one down as a grenade comes in, but to no avail. Rattler will use that SMG-11, however, to find a third. That's going to be a bit of a retaliation with Jackal going down yet again. 44 seconds and less remaining on the clock in this 10th round, with Monkey Hunters still at a fair advantage, all things considered, with a double-sided push coming in onto Deathermer, potentially speaking. One from Living Room, but no, the shotgun fails him as Deathermer will go down will actually find Rattler. Rattler will be the one to go down instead, as Ramsey has found himself in between a hatch and a clash, and he will go down to Sandy alongside Slayer. Unfortunate, leaving Envy
15 seconds
alone
left.
with Deathermer, the last 2 standing, let alone Deathermer, the last one standing, and he will be, well, standing no longer. Unfortunate for the side of Kira Esports, but they will take another round loss. Monkey Hunters bringing it back this time around, catching on to what Kira Esports is trying to do and giving themselves the breathing room needed to play around it. And of course, Kira, as soon as they start feeling that pressure, you can see they start fumbling slightly. They start stumbling over themselves. And as soon as that happens, Monkey Hunters are right there to take full advantage of that momentary stutter. That's why we find ourselves in a 5-5, ladies and gentlemen, going in to round 11, with either side having the chance now to take the first map point.
5-5. This match
Defenders,
is
protect
going
your
to be
bombs
a
from being
very
defused by
difficult
attackers.
match for these two teams. I mean, there's nothing much more else to say here, Jack. We've seen, Sparko almost winning that match by being all by himself. Kira not having any informations via the attack drones and also wasting a lot of seconds on that time. Even on that previous round, you see both, Sandy and Beat falling back, knowing that there is, a lot of players where you cannot contest, and there is a high likelihood chance where a trade will happen. They don't want to take that risk, so they decided to fall back, and it works every single time. This is the main, tactics that Monkey Hunters use most of the time. Way back when they were in UG days, way back when they were in Mammoth Gaming days, anywhere you see that tactic
Attackers are moving out to locate
sometimes
a bomb and
works.
defuse it.
But once you give away a position for the attackers, then that means you're slowly giving away some of the important places where the attackers might have a chance. And talking about Kira Esports, they did have that chance. They even, tried to push in towards living room, and I believe that was exactly their plan. And talking about plan, we will see Jittery with an early spot peek right towards the windows of bathroom, taking out the Zofia. There goes a total of 2 concussions and impacts, not to mention a Claymore and an M7 primary assault rifle. And also not to mention the early kill coming in to the favor of Monkey Hunters. Kira Esports really needs to be careful on aggressive plays like this. Also not to mention Sandy, who's been very powerful under certain places like this. Gets caught from the drone, will be able to take it out. Prefires will come in, but I believe he will fall back from the red stairs. A good decision making, but this is going to give Kira Esports an access into versus study room. A total of 2 grenades will be used right from below to try to flush Sandy out, but he's already safe, and he will fall back with Rattler. A minute and 45 seconds left, a
Attackers
good
dropped the
time
diffuser.
being wasted, and a lot of utilities taken care of on the side of the attackers as well. That is a total
Attackers
of
recovered
2
the bomb
grenades.
diffuser.
Now they don't know, now they don't have any grenades to try to flush out a particular defender or try to, figure out a way to eliminate players.
Attackers
They just
have
have
located
to
a
go
bomb.
in, guns blazing. They have to eliminate players one by one. They have to take damage, or else there's a high chance that they might lose it. Talking about the information game though, Kira Esports losing a lot of drone works, which is going to give the roamers, aka Jittery, the amount of freedom to flank in, get those kills at the right time without Kira Esports knowing what hit them.
Most importantly, they will be feeling the loss of the Zofia, right? As you mentioned, 2 concussions and 2 impacts. But now, wait, Sandy, was he spotted? I don't think so, but he will be this time. And Slayer, on the second pass of that window, will take him down. But Rattler retaliates onto Death Armor, as that's
Attackers
another
have dropped the
attacker
bomb
off the board. A
diffuser.
Thurv goes down as well. The Jackal off the board. Rattler with that SMG-11 proving mighty strong right now. Too strong for Kira Esports to try and take down Envy up next on the chopping block. Maybe, potentially, as he just runs around the living room trying to see what he can get for himself here. Anything at all. 1 kill, maybe a site clearance, as Slayer also has so much to deal with on second floor.
15
He's
seconds
got minor
remaining.
vertical angles to deal with, and there's the SMG firing off. Will it find Envy? No, not quite. Reload required, as Jitter will be down in the meanwhile and taken down. Slayer finds a kill,
5 seconds
but is it
left.
too little, too late? C4 comes in, Envy needs to move, and he's going to be shot from all angles. Tries the skeleton key, doesn't work. Sparko and Rattler fire off at the same time, finding the last 2. And I mean, it was a bit of a messy kill for Sparko. Let's just admit that off the bat. But he got the ace, and that's what matters, which means Monkey Hunters, despite being down 3-5 just a couple of rounds ago, will be the first team to hit a map point, folks. They are 1 round away from winning it all. And in the meanwhile, Kira Esports, well, I say winning it all, winning map 1. And Kira Esports, on the other hand, 1 round away from equalizing and going to overtime. But the way this match has gone, I honestly can't say which way this will go. It could go either way. And oh boy, am I excited to see what round 12 has in store for us.
You know what more exciting is that I get to finally hear the overtime sound check.
Oh, it has been a while. It
Yeah, it
has
is. It
definitely been a
is
while, hasn't it?
definitely been a
Defenders,
while. Yeah,
protect your
it's
bombs
it's
from
it's
being
been
defused
so
by
long.
attackers.
And also, I mean, talking about long days, I still remember I did kind of made a custom goggles, like having an RR, talking about the R squares of Kira Esports. You had Rats, you had Rattler, the two R's of Kira Esports, and now the sad
Right,
part
right.
about it is, yeah, I actually made a custom goggles. The only difference is that I actually made it from a piece of paper, but yeah, soon it turned out it just the durability of it didn't work
10
out well.
seconds to
I
go.
mean, it's the thought that counts, really, right?
Yeah.
You had like a good
5 seconds
thought
to
process to
insertion.
get there. That's
Mhm.
what really counts, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I mean,
Attackers are
knowing
moving
how
out to
the
locate a bomb and
roster has
defuse
been
it.
changed from time to time, I have no idea what Rats is doing as of now, but seeing Rattler being on XUG's side, he's been working for extremely well. I mean, getting not only just kills but also providing some major kills to make sure that they would stay on top. And I believe that if Kira Esports, if they don't win it, especially on this specific round, they will take this map. And there is high likely a chance that can happen though, because we've seen Monkey Hunters win 3 defensive rounds in second half consecutively. And there is high likely a chance where this might happen. Lion Chargers will come in to try to, give some proper information as to where Monkey Hunters are. That's exactly what Kira Esports is lacking as of now. They are lacking with information. Every single execution you see, it's always that one last particular guy who always survives or gets caught off in the process. Talking about Sandy though, he will take out the drones, but he needs to be careful though, because that pre-play C4 might give him good amount of kills, but also needs to take care about his surroundings as well. C4 taken care of because you have a Thurf playing as the IQ, using the RED scanners to try to eliminate him. Another C4 comes in, will it connect? Yes, it does!
Ooh.
My oh my, that was
Bomb
just a
located by
bait!
attackers.
And that bait is going to give a Thurf speechless. 5v4. A minute and 23 seconds left for the attackers to make a play, and that is a total of 2 C4s taken care of. They still have one more C4s in their pockets, but not to mention, still have those grenades. That grenades is going to be so effective for the defenders, actually for the attackers, so they can at least fend away their positionings. Rattler, again, in big trouble. Needs to fall back, but he will be there. In red stairs,
Oh
will
boy.
survive. And that is going to cause Kira Esports a big problem. Gone 6 being used to eliminate the hatch, whereas Envy, he exactly knows where Rattler is going to arrive. He is going to wait patiently, but that patience is not going to work out because the time for the attackers to push in is just 40 seconds. Rattler in a very different position. If he goes in towards the pantry stairs, he is dead for sure. And Death Tama slowly pushing in from his location. He will deal some damage, but Jittery will be there to take out Rhymes with Buff. Friggin' in a 4v3. 25 seconds left. Kira Esports needs to get this win. If they do not, then that means this round, this map will go in the favor of Monkey Hunters. The push and also the breach coming in towards the vault is going to give Monkey Hunters a lot of problems. C4 is still in, so does the smoke gas canisters. They are not in the building just yet. Envy gets punished with the smoke gas canisters, so does the push from Slayer. He has the access from vault. Can he find the other two? No, he does not. They don't have the diffuser. Well, guess what? He already plants it and taking about a lot of damage. Can he guess the other one? Yes, it does. Beat comes in at the right time to defeat the final player on the side of Kira Esports, and looks like they'll be able to claim the first map. Villa against Kira Esports, 7-5. What an amazing plays coming in from Monkey Hunters, despite the amount of chaos that Kira Esports provided in the second half, the adaptation games, and yet it wasn't enough. Monkey Hunters will secure their first map win, and with it, we will proceed to the second map.
Oh man, what a game and a half it was, folks. Fantastic stuff from both Monkey Hunters and Akira Esports, of course. As the first map goes 7-5 to X Union Gaming. Really, really good stuff, especially to come back from that 3-5 down. And now, of course, we will be waiting just a little bit. We'll take a little bit of a break, let all of our viewers breathe as well. as we break before coming back on map number 2. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the South Asian Nationals here with your hosts Blackjack and Baba Gusta as we return to the best of three between Monkey Hunters and Kira Esports. Now on map 2, on the map of Kafe Dostoevsky. We, of course, are returning to this game after a fantastic comeback from 3-5 down to a 7-5 win from the side of Monkey Hunters. Here now with a map advantage, they stand a good chance of winning this match and going forwards from here into even greater heights. It's all on the line for them, but for Kira Esports, of course, even greater things are on the line. They need to win this one to keep themselves alive in this competition, as the ban phase, of course, has already gotten underway. Thatcher, the first ban from Kira Esports, as is standard. Jackal being the second attacker ban on Kafe today. Yep, understandably so. You know, Jackal is just an annoying roam clear type to go up against, and in a map like Kafe, he can be particularly, not that great to deal with, or depending on your preservation, you might just not want him in your team because he might not serve the same purpose as the rest of the operators you want to play. Womai will see himself banned once again, that's the second time today, and Kaid will be the ban from Kira Esports, taking out the man with the Electro Claws, leaving themselves open for a lot more breaches whenever they get into the attack. And with that, the ban phase, of course, has concluded, and we are going to head straight into round 1. But, of course, I have kept the man from the mic long enough. So, Baba Gusta, 1-0 up. What do you think about the chances of Monkey Hunters to win it all right here?
Hi again. And also, very interested to see what's going to happen in the second map. Kafe, same bands, well, sort of same bands, but talking about Kafe, it is a lot to talk about. I mean, we will see Blank, being brought up on the side of Kira Esports as he will go in for the 6th pick, switching from Mira to the Pulse. Now, Kafe Dostoevsky, it is quite a popular
Attackers need to
map,
locate and defuse
and
bombs.
it has been played quite a lot, knowing on how balance the places. There is multiple amount of chances for the attackers to get in. Either they could arrive at the red stairs, which is probably the
Attackers
most
have
common
discovered
spot
the
where the
location of a
attackers
bomb.
might try to get control of, and also the defenders where they can hold themselves. They know on what kind of positionings that they're going to arrive. It's just that they need to get proper information, or maybe try to hold off the attackers as best as possible. The most popular spot would be in towards third floor bar.
10
The
seconds
same
remaining.
thing can be I don't think the same thing can be said to first floor kitchen,
5
because
seconds to
you do
insertion.
have a lot of vertical lines of sight being held on to. You even have some of the defenders holding
Attackers are
train
moving to
museum.
defuse a bomb.
So there is a lot of choices, a lot of opportunities for both the attackers and defenders to figure out a solution to their problems. But for now, we will head into the action phase as Monkey Hunters will be the one in attack. Death Armor bringing in the Aruni. Maybe a huge run out is in play. Just punch the barricade and just push around, and I believe that will be the time. Push! Can he get 2 kills? No, it does not. He will get 1, but an instant refrag will come in the hands of Jittery. All Aruni had to do was to hear the repel sound
Attackers
and
have
go
located a bomb.
bonkers. Unfortunately, he will get 1, but in exchange, he will get traded as well on the other hand too. So Blank will be the one. C4 will come in, giving him the information, will deal damage to Envy instead. But not much more to talk about on the side of Kira Esports. A very huge plays from Aruni and the C4, which would give an easy access for the attackers to open those hatch. And now they have to worry about the rooms.
Not just that, of course. Some would argue that maybe Deathamer getting traded instantly for that first kill might not have been worth it, all things considered. But you look at the attacker he actually took out. Sandy, more so, Sophia. Those concussives and those impacts can be extremely good. She is just such a versatile operator, excuse me right there. And then, of course, comes her weapon, M762. Such a powerful gun to have. But then meanwhile, we're going to have another couple of powerful guns, excuse me right there, come in as Ramsey Buck takes 1 and gets refragged by Sparko. Nice and quickly there. The alibi, finding Rattler, of course, the sledge to go down. So still a good kill to have, but the trades have been there from Monkey Hunters. They have been waiting and watching, if you will. And that seems to be their style of play, at least in this first round. They want to see what Kira Esports is bringing in, how they are reacting to these pushes, but Jittery, oh no! The man has been downed inside of the piano stage, forcing Sparko to come in, but he's going to face the music as well because there's a bandit waiting for him. Shots are fired, but Slayer takes no damage from that. Sparko, position given away, needs assistant. Flashbang comes in, burns out of Surya. Sparko's gunman, but no, Blank is going to finish him off, leaving the last attacker standing beat. Yet again, that's now between two maps that Beat has found himself in a bit of an awkward situation. Can't rotate through the hard breach, has to go through the door of piano. He knows that there's people watching that. He knows that he will have to at least kill an operator or two if he wants to revive Jittery, and it doesn't look like he will be able to. He's going to let him bleed out, push off towards the balcony, and get found by Envy, who was also the one who downed Jittery. Beat will fall. And with that, the first round will go to the side of the defense. Kira Esports starting off strong as we head to round 2 with their first round taken already.
Well, I believe the run out from Atharv did work out well in the end. Not only just eliminating one, but still Blank, as usual, destroying dreams of every single player that he sees. Man, I still remember that match, man, against, Extraordinaire. It was actually it was against Demon's Force, and that was really a huge match to see and a huge upset as well in the end. But for now, talking about the second round, the site will be on second floor reading room and fireplace hall, and I believe
Defenders,
Kira
protect your bombs
Esports
from
made a
being
decision
defused
to
by
pick
attackers.
the first floor kitchen as their last resort. Reading room is a bit difficult for the defenders to hold the site unless and until if they figured out a strategy. And that strategy would include a deployment street right towards Cocktail Lounge. Maybe holding third floor would be a viable option for Kira Esports, in which they'll do exactly that, reinforcing the entire freezer wall to make sure that the attackers wouldn't have a direct access in towards Cocktail via the freezer, so they have to arrive all the way either from the White Stairs hallway, or they would just have to go guns blazing right in towards third floor bar. So it is, however, going to be a difficult situation for Monkey Hunters and also for Kira Esports as well, because you do have to worry about the hatches, you do have to worry about the hatches right from the cigar and also from the red stairs. That's exactly where the attackers' main entrance would be. Not to mention the piano windows as well, unless and until Kira Esports have got themselves covered up. A lot of vertical lines of sight being opened up on the side of Envy, which will in fact give so much angle for both the attackers and the defenders to take care of. So it is going to be a very difficult task for these teams to take care of unless and until some miracle starts to happen. That miracle would be none other than Sandy himself. We've seen Sandy make some, incredible plays, but, in the end, especially in the attack phase, it's always Beat who is stuck at, a 1v3 or a 1v4 situation. So if Monkey Hunters do try to, not make situations like these over and over again, maybe we might see Monkey Hunters, try to, fling back at Kira Esports at the right amount of time. For now, Envy in towards pillars, trying to contest the players right from that hatch, but that information coming in towards the drone is going to give him a lot of problems. Meanwhile, we see the Zofia just patiently waiting for the smoke to give him the information. He has the information, but Sandy decides to not go for a hole, but instead, can he get the kill? Yes, he does. Sandy, a beautiful kill, taking out Envy with the help of Rattler, which makes it a 5v4.
Changing mags.
Interesting and a well-executed play right there, making sure that Envy had absolutely no idea that a Sledge and a Zofia were already pushing in towards Train Museum. That's good stuff from the side of Union, as a grenade will come in from the Sledge, take care of any utilities by that drone hole, but unfortunately, Sparko seems to have had a bit of a disconnection. Not a good time for that, I will tell you that, folks. As now, at 55 seconds on the clock, it's going to leave Union at 4v4. And unfortunately, losing Sparko in that situation, even though he has returned now, he can only man Intels and not really do much else. He's just gonna have to make sure to keep the comms clean and
Attackers
give his
recovered the bomb
teammates
diffuser.
crisp, clear callouts, because that is what they require at this moment. Beat goes the flashbang up towards the balcony. Blank is here, exposes it for just a second, but I don't think he was seen. Can he get the kill? No, not quite. He's trying to peek hard as the flashbang comes in. Will that find him? Yes, it does. Will the grenade come through, though? Not quite yet. No grenades from Rattler, but Slayer finds Sandy and gets taken down by Beat at the same time. Lots of things happening as the plant has gone down, and Blank finds Beat. We're in a 2v3. Jittery and Rattler, the last two standing. Blank, Deathermer, and Rhymes with Buck. Well, unfortunate. The Maestro caught in the hallway just running around for no reason. He's going to be the one to go down, leaving it in a 2v2 post plant. 20 seconds on the clock, and the defenders have to scramble. It is now or never. Blank's already going for it. The counter defense, but he's gotten off. In the meanwhile, the Jaeger goes down, which means he's the last one standing. Goes for the counter defense again, tries to bait somebody, but does not get the kill. Jittery will shut him down, and with that, of course, Monkey Hunters will take Reading Room and Dining, making round two their own. A fairly good push, all things considered. Had to be a bit of a scramble right towards the end, but they made it out of it alive and equalizing the scoreboard. So, all things considered, a win is a win. Round three will see us go what seems to be towards kitchen service and kitchen cooking.
Yeah, well, kitchen service, just like I said, the last resort for Kira Esports, especially on that third round on defense. If this doesn't work, they will, however, go back to third floor bar. Shouldn't be much of a problem though, because they succeeded in, defending that particular site. But if they do, however, succeed
Attackers need to
in
locate
defending
and
first
defuse
floor
as many
kitchen,
bombs as they can.
then it's all the merrier for Kira Esports. Unless and until if Death Amar has something else to say with this, punched up barricade run out, it should go along smoothly if they do not try to go aggressive plays like that in the first round. Although it did work out well for Kira Esports, not gonna lie. I mean, it was a huge risk, but that huge risk turns out to be a fortune for the defenders. And now the problem
10
for
seconds
them
remaining.
is Monkey Hunters slowly gaining up their momentum, especially in their attack
5
phases,
seconds to go.
with that quick defuse plant just by getting access in towards the fireplace
Attackers
hall,
must locate and
forcing
defuse
the
a bomb.
defenders
A
to
bomb has been located.
run helter-skelter. Even the Maestro had no idea where Rattler was. And with it, we will see a 1-to-1 equalizer. Action phase will come in. We will see a lot of vertical lines of sight being made here from the defenders, especially Blank, who did made a good amount of angles so that the defenders could defend themselves on a site like first floor kitchen, unless and until Monkey Hunters has something else to say. That would be Sandy, maybe, Sparko with some good amount of support with the help of the air jabs. But other than that, they still need to be careful of Envy because the F412 is still in play. The deadly shotgun in close range where you have nowhere else to go, but just going back to the
Attackers
drawing board
located a
instead.
bomb.
So they have good amount of information via the defenders' cams. Not quite sure if they have, much more of information via the defenders' gadgets though. Still have those bulletproof cams. Not quite sure where exactly it's placed. They do have those proximity mines to alert where exactly their location is. Sandy, however, will slowly make his way in towards the freezer, taking out the default cams and making sure that there won't be any roamers who is, really having a cup of coffee in third floor bar. But for now, we will see Rattler, who was trying to take out the hatch, and now will continue doing his work, opening up the lines of sight. Keep that in mind, the site is still in kitchen, so they're trying to figure out a way to try to flush out the roamers right in towards the reading room, or maybe in towards the train museum. It is a bit difficult, but talking about the placements that the defenders are, no one is actually in, except the entire team of Monkey Hunters have already gained control, and now they're slowly making their way towards the site.
Have to say, quick and extensive. Well, not really that quick, but extensive from the side of Monkey Hunters. The only unfortunate result that they will have to simply walk away with is the fact that they could not get a single defender downed or killed, for that matter. One would have been enough in this situation. Give themselves a body count lead, but they haven't had that luxury just yet, as Rattler will take a bit of damage, trying to do a little bit of verticality right here, as is to be expected on a map like Kafe, especially on this site. Verticality practically defines Kitchen, if you ask me. And here we have all of Monkey Hunters trying to find one bit more damage. No, actually, no damage done. And Envy, I believe that was the Ella, just thrown straight through prep room. Rattle's gonna take a little bit more damage. They're all here, Monkey Hunters. They're almost getting tramped up, trying to find an angle that will give them a kill or clear out some more utility, but time is of the essence. 10 seconds remain, and the drop is coming. You can see they're beat, and Sparkle, both of them go down. FO12 and Envy fire off, and Deathlemmer as well, as one more comes in, but no, Jiri will take the kill. Envy down. He takes one more, 3v3. The plan needs to go off, and he will get it down at the last possible second, but Slayer's come in. Does he see the Zofia? No, it's Rhymes with Buck, who sees Jittery and takes him down, stopping the plant in its tracks and ending the round before it could go any further. A scramble and a half once again, as Monkey Hunters realized that they needed to make good on time, which they had not for a majority of the round. They got to second floor, they got the clear, but they just couldn't find a body. And that, unfortunately, snowballed into the loss of the round. Just one. All they needed was just one gone. Maybe the Jaeger, maybe the Ella. One of those two would have been fantastic to have, but they didn't. And that cost them dearly when trying to go in and get the plant off. Round 4, 2-1 up for Kafe Esports as we are headed back to Third Floor Bar in Cocktail Lounge. And I say that Tachanka and Echo pick is definitely going to be interesting to watch out for.
Being defused by attackers.
Well, the Lord has finally arrived. And also it brings a lot of memories, I'm not gonna lie. The new and improved turret, and also the Shumika launcher as our, a dear, back in those days when Tachanka didn't have a proper voice line. Damn.
I see. You're talking about the text-to-speech voice lines from the BTS, is it?
10 seconds.
Oh boy, those were some days, all right. But
5
Yeah.
seconds left.
It's
is
still
what it
fun.
is.
You know?
It
Yeah,
was
it
still
is what
fun.
it
It
is.
was still fun.
It was still fun. I mean, I still love the the operator's rework. Chanka is still a viable operator. He works as a mini smoke of a way. It's just that when he equips a grenade launcher, that is his main weakness. There is like multiple amount of counters for the Chanka, but still people would prefer using the smoke because it is a detonate, but not a equip and then use. So both of it has its own advantages and disadvantages, but bringing in the Chanka is putting a smile to my face because it is going to be very interesting to know how Kira Esports is going to bring in this specific operator. Not to mention, Echo is still in play, the yokai drones, which will disable any specific stuff, and it's so surprising to see Slayer with an MP5 SD Iron Sight. An Iron Sight, very interesting. You know, in a competitive place like, the close quals, everything is so interesting to see on how Kira Esports is going to be, playing at a disadvantage like this. Oh my! Oh! It's a bird! Oh, jeez! My goodness! For a moment there, Aruni was just trying to get some word. Come on, Jetri. You just had to do it, didn't you? Anyways, talking about it, it is 5v4. Envy, unfortunately, couldn't get much wood at the right time. He's going to put Kira Esports in a very bad spot.
Unfortunate right there for Envy, really. It was just a matter of time for him to go down. He was making so much noise, making those holes as well. Unfortunately, since Aruni does punch shotgun-sized holes into walls, they make quite a bit of noise when they break. And all Jittery had to do was use that. Any calls from his teammates as well, if there had been, of course, they helped tremendously to
Attackers
take
have
down the
recovered their
first
diffuser.
operator. Once again, however, time is of the essence as we're heading past the minute 10 mark right now. And you can see Union Gaming slowly starting to, ex-Union Gaming slowly starting to take their positions on the eastern wall of the building. There is nobody to run out from below as well from the looks of it. Maybe White Stairs window
A bomb has
if
been located.
anybody would be so daring, but nobody's on White Stairs window as well. You've got Jittery and Sandy on the second floor doing vertical, trying to find where the Echo is. Echo might get somebody though. He sees the buck, but unfortunately can't do much about it. So much being thrown his way with a grenade as well. He can only survive so much, as a bit of damage is done to Rhymes with Buck as well. He was just trying to fall back into his freezer as the second grenade will come in. Will they find anything? No, hits the frame of the door. Unfortunate, as Blank now has to deploy his Shumikas just to make sure that nobody comes up White Stairs temporarily speaking. He's going to deploy even more towards the window, but Deathamer is going to find Sparko in the meanwhile, and the turret's going to have to come into play, and it will find one. Can he find any more? No. There's the White Stairs push from the Buck. Takes him down. 7 seconds remaining. Plans going off. Rattler, but it won't be needed. Beat comes in and finishes off the last standing defender. What a play from Monkey Hunters, losing minimal bodies going in. That was the only time they lost bodies, was when they executed the final push. Up until that point, it had only been Envy who went down. After that, they did vertical, got rid of the echo, had Tachanka on the White Stairs area, landing to White Stairs that is, and they knew to take him out. As soon as they did, it was basically all into sight, all in to the plant and finish off the kill. Well executed from the side of Monkey Hunters to take them up to 2-2 now, going into round 5, and we seem to be headed back to Third Floor Bar and Cocktail Lounge.
Yes, not only just that, Jack, we still see the commitment of Blank bringing
Attackers need
in
to
the
locate
Tachanka
and
and
defuse
also bringing in the Echo. This time I believe it was Slayer who was playing as the Echo. Now it will be Envy. I hope he has the scope. Yes, he does. He has the Bearing 9 and also the MP5 SD, which has an inbuilt suppressor to it. That's the, interesting part about weapon. The most weapons that we have in game, especially in a game like Rainbow Siege, the MP5 SD has its own integrated suppressor. And also you can even add your own attachments to it. Am I right or am I wrong? Like, do you still get to add attachments in the MP5 SD, or is it just like growing old and I'm trying to be 60 years old?
5 seconds to go.
No, I mean, you can still add the grip, right? The vertical or angle grip, or the sight, the scopes, that is, up to 1.5. Those are things you can still add. They've always been there. The only thing you can't change is the integrated suppressor, because integrated suppressor. Right. But there's like a few more SD weapons now, more so than when Echo was just the only one with it. So
Standard
there's a little
definition.
little bit more versatility in those, in that category, if you will. But even then, an op like say Knock, right? You'd think she'd have integrated suppressor type weapon, but no, her FMG can just go all guns blazing. It
Attackers
doesn't
have
really
located
matter.
a bomb.
It was just funny to think about, but that's a different thought for a different time. Right now, of course, coming back into the game, we just have the early round stuff, opening up the hatches, getting the drones in from Monkey Hunter's side. But wait a minute, it's already a push in towards the side. Rattle's going to find one that's trying with Buck off the board. Beats going in for the plant. Hold just a minute here. Kira Esports are completely unaware. Blank finds Jittery, yes, but the plant is still going to go off from Beat. Rattler finds Envy, and White Stairs has been taken control of. Sandy's watching. Rattle's got to be careful, though, that Tachanka takes him down. But there we have Slayer as well, taking down Sparko, and a retaliation comes in from Beat. He has found himself as the last person standing in many situations, but he's got Sandy for support. One more down. The Aruni comes in. Now it's a 1v1. Deathamer versus Beat. The Hibana versus the Aruni. It's a tense situation. 20 seconds on the clock. Deathamer has a general idea of where the Hibana is, but all Beat has to do is sit still and not fire. He has to save his bullets. Deathamer has to swing. He will, but he will lose the gunfight. Swung. He looked a little too low, and Beat, standing tall, aiming at just the right spot, will be the one to finish it off for his team. Monkey Hunters, once again, returning to Monkey themselves and going in for an all-out rush on Third Floor Bar, win it out, and go 3-2 up.
3-2, and talk about getting a good upgrade though from Monkey Hunters. I mean, this is the second time I'm seeing a rush successful on the side of XUG. Well, really, a job well done, especially Beat though, immediately going in for the plant. You even saw Rattler, who was so very aggressive. He was a bit afraid of those C4 plays that
Attackers
might
need to
come in
locate and
into
defuse
his
as
reading
many
room,
bombs
so he
as they
decided to
can.
go aggressive. Although not having so much of information, didn't know exactly where one of the players into was freezer, he couldn't get to survive for long. But in the end, we will see Beat winning that round. Good job from Monkey Hunters, where we'll be able to see them in the lead 3-2. There is high likely a chance where a 3-3 might happen. Flashback back to round 3, where the site was on first floor kitchen. Still remember that Monkey Hunters were too late to get into the site. They were hugely bombarded with C4s
left.
and smoke gas canisters. Hopefully this time that Amar should be really careful.
5 seconds
You know,
remaining.
this time instead of, getting wood, it would be best to, survive
Attackers
himself
must
on a certain
locate and
apocalypse
defuse
like
the
this.
bomb.
So without further ado, action phase will commence as round 6 will come in, as we will see the enemy making vertical lines of sight right in towards the train museum, towards the prep room. It is a fairly commonly used spot, and so does the spot where a lot of lines of sight has been used. The only thing that Monkey Hunters can do as of
A
now
bomb has been
is to make
located.
a thorough search from third floor, second floor, and then slowly make their way in towards the site. This technically acts as a bait here. Kira Esports knows what they're doing. They want Monkey Hunters to do it so that they can waste a lot of time, and
Ammo,
when
primed.
they come in for that execute, they have to push in towards the side. So I believe Monkey Hunters have thoroughly understood what Kira Esports is doing, and they've made a decision to push in towards Bakery. Smart move from them, but the only problem is they are heavily
Attackers
met
have located
with
the bomb.
huge angles, and also not to mention a huge protection as well on the other hand. Although Bakery control is still in the hands of Monkey Hunters, well, just as I was talking about it, Blank comes in to take out Beat. And also, the diffuser has been dropped in towards Bakery. Not a good start from Monkey Hunters, but still, having control on Bakery is the only thing that they can do at this moment. And now, not to mention, the Fireplace Hall is still in the control of Kira Esports. If they remove that one specific player, then that means that they're free to push in towards Prep Room. We see Jittery going with that free fire. Buck, aka the Jaeger, who is patiently waiting in towards the coach room. He doesn't have to peek once more. If he does, if he peeks once more, if the attacker gets that kill, then that means the entire hallway will go in the favor of Monkey Hunters, and it should not be like that. Kira Esports needs to hold this to make sure that they put themselves in a 3-3 spot.
Well, then that's a little unfortunate right there for Jittery. Gets taken down by Blank once again. The UMP firing on that long angle, doing good work for the side of Kira Esports. They need a defense round here and now. Equalize it, go into the half, and take your advantage from there. Envy just about escapes Rattler. Maybe a frame sooner and he would have had that kill, but he's going to be the one to go down instead as Death Armor cleans up on the sledge. It's all down to Sandy and Sparko, and they're just trying to find where these defenders are. Sparko will find one, but get taken down by Envy, and now less than 30 seconds remain. Sandy is the last one standing in a 1v4. All the defenders know exactly where he is. Lines of sight are being opened all over the place. You can just hear the
15
shotguns
seconds
going off,
remaining.
but of course no longer Sandy. Pushing out towards Small Bakery.
10
He knows that
seconds
there's
to go.
probably somebody coping. Doesn't decide to push that, but no, it'll be Blank's UMP that got the first kill of the round and will get the last kill of the round as well. A good hold in kitchen yet again from the side of Kira Esports. We'll see them take us to round 7 roll swap, 3-3 equalized. And oh boy, folks, we are in for yet another doozy of a game. I tell you what, because the last one, it went from 3-3 to 3-5 to 7-5 for Monkey Hunters. This time, it's 3-3 on the half again.
Well, it looks like it's a bit of a repeat happening around here. But this time, Monkey Hunters used to be on defense in the second half on map Villa. It's also the same thing happening on map Kafe as well. Echo being brought up, 6-pick from Jittery, switching from the Ella to the Pulse, which brings a lot of
Attackers
EX7
need to
memories
locate
though.
and defuse bombs.
I used to get inspired by EX7's signature C4 throw on Consonant. Now seeing EX7, unfortunately, I believe I do say that he has taken a bit of a break, I believe, so it's sad to see that EX7 won't be able to, play in near future matches. But hey, talking about Monkey Hunters though, you still have Rattler. I mean, you still have Sparko, you still have Beat, you still have Jittery, the best Jaeger main in, in India as of now. I mean, you still have Envy being as the best Jaeger main as
10
well.
seconds to go.
There is a lot to talk about for the past 1 year, don't you think,
5
Jack? I
seconds
mean,
remaining.
There is a lot to talk about. A lot of upsets, a lot of
Attackers' objective is to
sadness,
locate a
a lot
bomb
of
and
happiness
defuse it.
being brought in. But yeah, it's whatever happens, we still move on, and they still continue to thrive for success.
I mean, it is an ever-changing scene, right? Rainbow Six continues to evolve, and the scene continues to evolve with it. Even though, lately we've all of us, we can make no secret of it. It's been in a bit of a slump. That is to be, that is what it is at this point. But it can still recover. So we can still keep hope, and until then, we can just keep commentating these beautiful games whenever we get the chance to do so. Speaking of this beautiful game right now, round 7, of course, has only barely just begun. We've got the site on first floor, kitchen, excuse me, right there, and we've got a certain beat running around on second floor fireplace. Just trying to see if he can catch somebody coming in from the red stairs hallway, seeing if he can catch a drop onto the cigar shop hatch, excuse me. But unfortunately for him, verticality on third floor is what's being played right now in V, with such a long angle all the way down to just the front side of kitchen. It's going to be one big contender to deal with. Excuse me right there once again. He just rotates around, tries to see if anybody's, getting a flank on him, trying to come around, take him out, just to make sure that no disadvantageous operators are holding vertical against Monkey Hunters. They've got to always be aware of that, of course. A Sparko. Interesting angle once again on the first floor of the bar. Not going to find anybody off of that just yet. Time ticks down slowly but surely. Not a whole lot of action in these first couple of minutes as a drone. We'll see where Rattler is. The Echo playing a very forward position. Of course, that is simply to try and preserve himself against any verticality, which is now coming in onto the second floor as all of UG has retreated back onto the first floor. Slowly but surely. As Jittery, he's got his pistol out. Maybe he wants a one-tap. He's definitely lining one up, I tell you that. But so very careful. He sees one. He sees a couple, but unfortunately not going to work. Got to get the shotgun out, but the push is already in. Wait a minute. That's a Capitão and a half. Blank comes in for the double, and that suddenly turned the tide in favor of, was in favor of the attackers, but Sparko and V fire back. Sandy fires in as well, as Envy found beat in the meanwhile. He's been downed by Sandy, that is, and now with Rhymes with Bug going down, it's all up to Slayer. The last person standing inside the site. Can he catch the kill onto the castle? Yes, he does. Does he have diffuser? No, not quite. Verticality is being played against him. He's going to run, and he does. He's got diffuser, and he's going to have to plant. He doesn't have a choice. Sandy's coming in slowly but surely. Does he have intel on where the plant is? He should now. Runs in, but no! What a shot right there from Slayer! Gets out the plant at the last possible second, hearing the Jaeger running into sight, and immediately takes his head clean off. As Kira Esports on the defense, they won Kitchen. Now on the attack, they've taken Kitchen again, putting themselves on the lead post roll swap as we head to round 8 at the 4-3 junction.
Oh boy, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Slayer out of nowhere, just demolishing players one swing at a time. My goodness, that was a slow and a half round. My god. It was like, first things first, Jittery was lining up for the Musoc. Second thing you know, Blank comes in out of nowhere and just takes out both of them without, any hesitation at all. My goodness, when I saw that play, I just screamed. I don't know if anyone just heard it out, but I don't think my mic is actually covered out. But still, man, that was such a close round. That is going to give Kira Esports the win that they need. 3-4. They will open up their first attack round win on first floor kitchen. Now, the time for Monkey Hunters to defend successfully would be none other than third floor bar. A very important site for the for Monkey Hunters to defend. If they do not, then that means Kira Esports will be one step ahead to win those important attack rounds. Talking about their talking about the operator specs, you will see Rattler bringing in the mute. Surprisingly enough, no deployable shields being brought up, but instead, just a normal one. There is a deployable shield? Yeah, I believe there is a deployable shield though. I believe on the hands of Sandy. Yep, Sandy. bringing in the Echo. You have the double shield, and a surprising factor to see Sparko bringing in the Clash. Most of the time, you do see him either play as the Castle. Sometimes you see him play as the Legion. But now, seeing Sparko, fully engaged in playing as the support role is actually a good thing. Actually, no, it's not Sparko. It's Pete playing as the Castle. So, oh my god, I just confused myself right now. I just said Castle and oh my jeez, oh my god, I need help.
I mean,
The rhyme
it seems like you do. I get it. The English alphabet can be weird sometimes. You get weird rhyming words where you don't expect it. And I guess at this point it just comes with the territory. English is a weird language. Anybody who studied the language like in high school or college can tell you it is a weird thing. But anyway, enough about languages. Let's zoom back into the game once again. Slayer with the hard breach onto the piano wall. Nice and quickly getting that done. Kafe Esports making headway as and when required. But the thing is, they will have to worry about the Clash standing inside the bathroom with Jittery, one of the best guns of the game, just waiting to take a head or two. Knowing Jittery, he might just be able to get away with some. Using the Clash as what is effectively a mirror window. Oh, Envy, he had the right idea. Unfortunately, that door is covered by the castle barricade. They need a Sophia Impact or a grenade or something to take it out because they can't melee it from the white window rappel. That means Jittery will be safe alongside, of course, Beat in this situation. As we have Sparko just coming back in towards side, reinforcing it alongside Sandy, of course, with the man presence. And he now trying to see if he can get an angle towards Freezer, maybe. And a C4 will pop, but unfortunately doesn't do much damage. Sparko will take a bid, though, and Jittery will find Razzle Bucket. Meanwhile, that's a big drop, and he finds one more Slayer to go down. And that's going to make it a 5v3 Monkey Hunters. Advantage taken, but can they hold on to it? Look at Envy. No, not like this. Deathammer finds Sandy in the meanwhile. That is a good drop. The echo of the board. That means your plant situation is mostly cleared up. You still have to get rid of the other defenders, of course, because guns are just as ineffective as a counter. But if Rattler has anything to say about it, he did for just a minute, and Envy took him down before he could say anything more. Buck comes in. Does he know where the Jaeger is? He does, but unfortunately, Jittery is too slippery for him, and that's going to leave Blank, the last one standing, not in a good position. The Clash giving away his location and chipping off some health, slowing him down, and the pre-fire from Jittery will see it all and it turn to dust, as it were, as another round ends, this time in the favor of Monkey Hunters. Round 8, that is, on third floor bar. Good defense from them overall. A few moments of little panic here and there, but well held, well defended, and now 4-4 the scoreline as we head to round 9.
Round 9, 4-4. Back at it again with the equalizer, isn't it, Jack?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm actually sorry because you actually did take the entire round. I was just trying to have a conversation, but
it happens sometimes. When you really get into it, as it were. But a little bit of an update, folks, from our
Defenders,
other
protect your bombs
game,
from being defused by
Mercenaries
attackers.
versus Valhalla Esports. Mercenaries takes the first map of Chalet 7-3. Map 2 will be Kafe Dostoevsky, of course. We will bring you updates on that game as we receive them, since, of course, that game is not on any stream. So we'll have to rely on information viewers here. And that is that Mercenaries are currently 1-0 up in their best-of-3 match against Valhalla. Mercenaries, another formidable team. Same with Valhalla. Both teams are probably duking it out as we speak, but a 7-3 score means Chalet is probably leaning more towards being a Mercenaries map for the time being. That can always change
5
values,
seconds
but
left before insertion.
while we get ready for this next round, Baba, your thoughts
Attackers must
on that
locate and
Mercenaries
defuse
Valhalla
the
Esports game?
well, all I can just say is Alexios and Cassandra is going to be very happy about this.
Right franchise, wrong installation.
Yeah, but I mean, they're mercenaries, right?
Eh? Uh, I mean, to be fair, I see what you're going for, right? The overall theme is there, but I don't know. It doesn't really jump out the same way. You know what I mean?
Well,
We'll work on that. We'll continue working
yeah,
on that. We'll maybe someday we won't do a drunken gymnast and not stick the landing. All right,
yeah,
but today
yeah,
is
got it.
not that day.
Yeah, right. You got it, Jack. Yeah. I just have to control myself. Anyways, talking about it, 4-4. Rattler is already holding out by himself. And yeah, talking about it, Monkey Hunters on defense, they just need to be careful of certain situation. I believe Blank is currently in the drones to find a good amount of information, but Death Amar will be there with the first kill taking out Jittery. A good kill as the C4 will come in that will deal some major damage to Death Amar. And with it,
Attackers have located.
we will see Monkey Hunters in a very difficult spot. Now Rattler, he's still in towards pillars. Maybe he might get kills around 1 or 2, kills right in towards the hatch. So interesting to see that 3 of the players are right at the pillars entrance, of trying to figure out that if they might be able to get a kill. But look at the right time, Rattler will fall back from the red stairs instead. So talking about Kira Esports, they are very confident enough to get the control on third floor bar. And the time is... They have considerate amount of time to get it back. But although Envy getting taken out in the hands of Rattler might cause a different scenario for them, they have the perfect information saying that Blank is slowly making his way in towards pillars. Now he needs to be careful though. He has those smokes, he even has the fireballs, and just pushes directly. Good. He will shoot the Melusi's Banshee Terran, but he'll never win that fight against Sparko. All it needs is a good hold in which Rattler will do that. Once again, taking out Slayer this time. Flashbangs will come in from the Nomad to try to eliminate the Melusi, but I believe she will be able to get that kill. There you go, gets one. Sandy on the other hand takes out Death Armor, in which Nomad will be the last man standing. Flashbangs will be thrown to try to block their lines of sight, but I believe that he will
Attackers
walk
recovered the diffuser.
without having any problems at all. Slowly pushing. He knows that the Maestro is very close enough as Beat comes in to take out the final player. With it, we will see Monkey Hunters gaining the lead as they will win round 9, second floor reading room.
I don't know why. All right, I don't know why I found it like a little a little funny about how Rhymes with Buck was just so hyper focused on the barrel of the Alda, right? Because when he went into reading room right there, he looked at the the door to 90, right? Because he knew that there'd be someone there, as you should expect there to be. He looked at it, didn't really see anybody, so he's like, okay, I see the barrel of this extremely long gun in front of me. I'm gonna peek. He's right here. I have him in my sights, and then gone.
Yeah, I guess Parko rattled him out.
Oh, most certainly he did.
Attackers need to
As
locate and defuse as many bombs as they
it
can.
is what it is, as they say. Monkey Hunters will take another round, going 5-4 up now into round 10. I just had to share that with all of our viewers at home. I don't know why I found that funny. I still don't, but I kind of still do. Anyway, looking at the scoreboard right here, you can see a bit of a tie between the top fraggers of both sides, Jittery and Blank sharing 10 kills each. But of course, Blank unfortunately having died one extra time than Jittery has. But overall, both teams have been doing well, I have to say. Most of the rounds here have seen some amazing coordination, amazing use of utility and support, and of course, droning, ever important to gather information. This game, especially in a competitive scene,
Attackers must
is
locate
now
and
on
defuse the
the
bomb.
first floor kitchen site once again. This is going to be pretty much proving grounds in a way for Monkey Hunters, because rounds 6 and 7 were both on kitchen and both won by Kafe Esports, once on defense, once on offense, and then of course round 3, which was also on kitchen, were taken by Kafe Esports. So Monkey Hunters have only yet to win this site once in this entire map. If they do, they go 6-4 up, which means they are actually match point, series point, all the points that you could possibly have in this situation. Aside from being, 6-4 on the third map, that's pretty much all it. You win there, it's done. But Kid Esports could still come back from this, mind you. It was 3-5 when Monkey Hunters made their comeback on Villa. Now, wait a minute, that's a close-range grenade if ever I've seen one. Envy's already in code check, and he knows where the Maestro is, takes him down as well. Sparko off the board. Suddenly, this defense is not looking so hot.
Well, Envy just doing what he does best, takes out 2 of the players, And Monkey Hunters needs to rotate back to the side. They have info, and Beat really needs to be careful about this peak. We get the other one. No, it does not. Blank comes in, rushes towards his position, takes out Beat and Jittery in the process in the hands of Death Armor. And looks like Sandy is all by himself. A 1v5, and that 1v5 will be blanked out of existence, as we will see round 10 goes the favor of Team Kira Esports, winning first floor kitchen. And I believe that prediction came out right in the end, Jack. They have won first floor kitchen twice, which should put themselves in a 5-5 equalizer once again. Who will be in match point? Will this be an overtime? We're about to find out in round 11.
Well, looks like even from here on out, Monkey Hunters, even if it goes to overtime, right, they will not have one kitchen even once out of the 4 times it has come out today. An interesting statistic for all of our viewers at home is kitchen, despite being brought out so many times, is yet to be won by Monkey Hunters. It's a very interesting day on Kafe Dostoevsky, as it would seem, for both of our
Attackers
teams
need
here.
to locate
Right
and
now, of course,
defuse
we're
as
headed to
many
the third
bombs
floor
as they
bar, a side that has seen both sides take the victory. Of course, Monkey Hunters more so than Kira Esports. Unfortunately, Beat is not going to be too happy about that bit of damage done to him from one of the shotguns of his
Attackers have
teammates.
located a bomb.
But it is what it is, minor collateral damage. So long as he plays the Shield of the Clash well enough, he should be just fine, seeing as he will be taking on the front lines alongside probably Jittery once again. We saw the combination on the bathroom line of sight just a couple of rounds ago when we were in third floor bar in round 8. Now we're back here again for round 11. Excuse me, sir. And we may just see that combination again. It did work. It gave them quite a bit of dividend, so there's a good reason to try and utilize it once more. Another thing we will need to keep note of is how the Monkey Hunters, I keep almost calling them green gaming, even though, you know, right now they're looking for ore, but it's a bit of a force of habit. Do forgive me. But what I was pointing out was the white stairs, the white hallway window, and the bathroom door, both being castle barricaded. But oh no, I thought that was gonna be a hard breach, hot breach. Excuse me. Never mind. Just a breach charge, taking care of the castle barricade on a cocktail balcony. A line of sight being opened nice and early as Kid Esports just gathers themselves on what they need to do this round.
I mean, it's been a long while since I've seen a one tap from Jittery, man. I mean, I do think that the one tap from Jittery can happen. Meanwhile, I mean, if you take a look at Kira Esports, especially Blank, on how aggressive this man is, he will never stop an inch when he is in the sight. Talking about Rattler, though, he's prepped with his C4. He's just waiting for Capitao to make his angle right from that window so that he'll be able to blown up to smithereens with the C4. But we will see yet another breach happening right in towards the red stairs wall, which will give them an easy access from the piano room. Now, Jittery still has Beat, his buddy, who's been helping, you know, block a lot of bullets, whereas Jittery will try to, you know, make sure that he would use it as a mini mirror. Slayer, though, he is very cautious about Jittery, as the smoke will come in from Blank, which will give them an easy access to get in towards the white hallway. No, he does not. He will go back to the roof, maybe holding an angle from the skylight stairs. Talking about time, they have good enough time, not to be, you know, not gonna lie here. They still have a minute left. They are almost nearby towards the side. They have control on Cigar, they have control on Piano, but yet we haven't seen any bodies being dropped at this moment. Now, Blank, just like I, expected, he would be at that specific spot, but Rattler, wait a minute, he just went outside, taking out Death Armor, and he is somehow still alive, because the rest of the players, especially from the attackers, are in towards Cigar. Blank is actually going to rush in towards the building. Will he get the kill? Yes, he does, but Jittery is still here for the save, taking out Slayer instead, and Jittery is all by himself into a freezer. He doesn't have any cover, but cover isn't enough for him. He's going to get another. Kenny gets the third. A lot of jiggle peeks happening in towards Cigar. A lot of confusion. Doesn't have any operators just yet. Did he get the peek? No, it does not. It's going to be Rhymes with Buck taking out Jittery, a 2v2. All he needs is just information. He even has the diffuser in hand. Actually, he has. All he has to do is going for the plant. The pre-fires will come in, and so does the flashbang. Sparko is here to make them sting. Plant will come in. Sparko, he needs to push. He needs to get the kill. Beat is trying so hard. Can he get the kill? No, it does not. He will get the confirmation, though. Can he get the last one? just gonna peek back instead. Beat goes for the bikini
boy.
body. No, it does not. He's just gonna fail that instead. And Nomad just needs to survive. Will the IGL leader Sparko wins this? No, it does not! Kira Esports rhymes with Buck is going to win. Round 11, third floor bar. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Round 12, match point is in for Kira Esports. And oh boy, was that a close round to look at.
That most certainly was, folks. I tell you what, that came so close between both